have only 1 stun. Oh well, okay, 2 stuns plus Warrior's Punch.
Same hero though, if you
Yeah, it's like only one hero.
control that one hero.
One hero provides the disable, and enemy team has anti-mage. So he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna farm everywhere because enemy cannot catch me. So I think we saw it in TI during one of the games. I remember clearly. Complexity against EGM when Complexity didn't have much stuns, so it could be a problem for them.
Okay, well we're gonna find out if it is a problem. How big of a problem that actually is. It's time for our second game of the day. Navi Fnatic with the dynamic duo Gods and LD.
Thank you very much, Shiver. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live here in Minsk, getting ready for our second of 9 BO1s. It is going to be a long and exciting day. Gods Navi, not up to the best start. We saw them drop the game to EG. They saw the Omni Knight in action. They decided that for ourselves. Do you think it's going to be as good as in the EG draft last time?
Not sold on it. I think as Winter said, they have no answers for the anti-mage, and they're really all in on this push. And as great as Omni Knight can be in that, it felt like unnecessary when they've already got Oracle and Tusk. So it doesn't give them a very well-rounded draft here. And even though you are going for a kind of one-dimensional maybe push strategy, I think you could have gone for something like, even if it's just like a standard support that has some cats like a Shadow Shaman, you've got the lockdown to go with the pushing aspect of the hero.
Well, Sir Action Slacks will be pleased, but maybe not if the hero racks up a loss. So with that, we get underway, guys. It is our second match of the day. Fnatic back in their own jungle. I will say the last time I saw the Mushi Antimage Gods, not his best individual showing. Had an incredible start, total free farm, and it was like 5 or 6 times that he just blinked into enemy heroes when he was saved by his teammates, then fed unnecessary kills. So that could be the wild card here, is whether or not Mushi brings his A game, but assuming he does, it is going to be a pretty good end.
Again, we see what looks like Navi possible aggressive lane. It's going to just be running the Nature's problem. So it's actually a safe lane farming Nature's rather than Navi. I guess that makes sense considering the Tusk Omni Knight duo, but
kind of a classic way to play it, where you look for that +1 to just blow up the enemy safe lane early on, or at least take the tower and commit the anti-mages.
Something Deechara has played hero there, so it was very much, it felt like a deny pick from Navi, who probably Fnatic love this Nature's Prof. It was ignored from in the EG Navi series, at least stage, but see it come out here.
Have you seen the Deechara Prophet before? How do you expect him to itemize and play?
He gets really kind of aggressive. Itemization, I've seen him do a few different. Not really sure about that, but he'll maybe get that fast level 5, level 6, keeping out the lanes, help go for early tower pressure and play around that.
Fight breaking out here, but Ben's doing well, holding her own. We are going to see the off-lane Darks here, as we've discussed at length both during the qualifiers as well as here, the qualifiers for Shanghai. Mushi, getting caught out early on.
He blinked out from the shot.
His blink, like, decision making is, again, like, at least the games that I saw in Shanghai were not always. For now, it's going to be okay. Has to be wary about that pure damage from the healing and Mushi, really playing it tight here.
Eliminate his. This is not going to be an easy anti-mage lane. Just having the dual lane up there. Chen's going to have to rotate early, I want to say, and normally you see like a Ember versus Death Prophet mid, you think, okay, let's gank mid, let's put pressure on this very vulnerable, easy to gank Death Prophet. Q farm for your anti-mage, though. If anything, it feels like there's a lot of lanes Fnatic need to pay attention to early on.
Mid lane is the one that's going reasonably early on. Me with the wave pushing in, still even in CS. Soul Siphons off. The Ember not known for his lane dominance. They're going to make a move here on Mushi. They might have enough for a kill. There is a Mango available. They could snowball into a heal bomb, and Mushi is going to get rolled on the timing just a split second off. Can they turn this? There's no mana to steal, but the pure physical damage from Net might be enough. Mushi going back in as he baited Exmo into a death. There's the healing South juking through the trees. Tries to get out of there. It does get canceled. Ben's going to sweep back around for the South. Still clearing it up. Going with the auto attacks. They're diving for this one. The heal is used again, and Art Style will salvage the...
That's really good for Fnatic now. They can't really contest the lane so easy. Tusk has to go back to base. Mushi still has Tangos left, so ideally you get the first blood there, but the state of the lane right now is Fnatic favored until Tusk returns.
Mushi is going to need a bit of help, though. He's only got 3 CS. He's through 5 Tangos already. He's going to at least need a little support to get up. Probably the Reyna. Chen not rotating. He is just Turbo farming the jungle. Had a Wildkin going to work earlier.
I think he had some not the ideal creeps. Wild Wing is just one of those things, like you grab it if it's there, you maybe try and stack Tornado Farm, but really not the neutral creep gen.
By the way, this bottom lane, 15 denies on Nature's Prophet at 3 minutes.
That's how you
get him to leave the lane. You've got an Oracle there, which already makes Darkseer P his pants there, and then just to round things off. Prophet with more denies, and mid has fun.
Stay away from the eye shots blocking. Darkseer will keep coming back to this bottom lane, but very, very tough for him. He can't really try and trade hits with the Oracle at all. All he can do is just Iron Shell creeps. Yes, because you're not going to waste a purge from Oracle on an Iron Shell creep.
See any kill opportunities for the Prophet in the next couple minutes?
Yeah, absolutely.
And if so, which lane do you think he's most likely?
Any of the 3 lanes, I guess. He could have
tank his own lane.
He could have actually got that first spot on Antimage, probably if he TP'd like preemptively where the blink
could be in a
was.
bit of trouble here in the bottom lane, taking a lot of harassment. Gonna drop low. There's the Sprout trying to block him, but I will just surge around it.
Yeah. And you've got Ember pre-level 6, you've got Antimage on consistently super low HP, and you've got a Darkseer who can get his Surge purged off. So I think any of the 3 lanes could see kill.
Oh, just gotta be careful with that blink though, Mushi. If he blinks the wrong time and patient block before rid of health, lane would stabilize, assuming yanked. Mid lane. Decent farm a mid one considering the matchup.
Ken's ideal rotation time is going to come whenever he hits level 6, or like right before he hits level 6, he'll probably smoke right mid around when he's going to buy a remnant to engage with.
But he is really their only catch until quite a bit more.
Yeah. Oh, mid one.
Almost with the solo kill. Dendi the long range.
I didn't think he was expecting it. Exorcism at level 6 is pretty uncommon for death, but...
Oh, I prefer it over no exorcism for 23 minutes, which we also saw. I think it was out of complexity.
Oh, and Chen was actually roaming mid, which is really, I assume smoked up, so... Was coming towards the mid lane to try and find a pickoff, but that timing with Ember leaked out of the lane, and Overwatch just spot Chen means that... there.
Pounded here top, and then the bench comes in, looking for the stun, the self-propel, but there's the roll forward. Axmo is going to find him, but they don't have the follow peel bomb to get the kill. Artstyle might get turned on. In fact, Mushi looking to go back in. Prophet's going to join the party. Summons the Treants, gets Mushi with one more auto tech. Cleans up the first blood. Now the Sprout trying to scout out what I believe might have been a flying courier. Yeah, off to the south a little bit. Elsewhere, net getting body blocked nicely done by Dityarov. The Creeps also join the party. They're going to roll forward towards the Vengeance away from the trouble. DJ is burning to pair. The Treants is there. The Fairy Fire, not quite enough. It's the double for DJ. Looking for a bit more. They've already brought down the Prophet, and now the chains on the Axmo. No escape for him either. Is it going to be a triple for DJ? Is he going to give it to the Ember? Dukas gets it done. A triple for the Chen. That is going to be one fast match.
He's level 6 already. He's 100 XP short of that. That's
forget
insane.
smoke ganking. Let him come to you.
Yeah. 960 gold for a Chen. They were so close to getting first blood themselves as well. It was less than a second after Mushi went down that they killed the Omni Knight with the Chen rotation. So
they did get the Antimage kill.
Yep.
Too terrible for Navi, although the numbers didn't look great. I think considering who they killed off, and they forced the Ember rotation.
And it's not like you kill him once and he's just going to come back to the lane and be able to free farm. This lane is going to be consistent.
Yeah, move on mid. That ward has been doing a lot of work. Either expired or they, yeah.
The Chen is smoked though, so this is something that they may be able to still with. Phase boots though picked up on Dendi means he's got that big movement speed burst that makes it a lot harder to land.
It's got to be right. The long range lob coming out from the Blood Golem, and then mid one barely able to collect Dendi with the chains. That secures the kill. Prophet, although he popped the ult, there's enough firepower to counterplay this. And in fact, Artstyle rambles in. Suddenly the Creeps, they get hungry. They're on for blood. That's a low level repel. Might be able to chase him down here. Turn this 20, heal bumps the Creeps. DJ now caught in an awkward position. That's a big kill to give up. He is very highly leveled. Army should be okay. Fine. Arcane Boots is both sides.
Rich. This is, I mean, Omni Knight coming mid means the Antimage, he can 1v1 pretty well against Axmo here. He's got the sustain. Not zoned this Tusk out, but he should be able to get more.
Yeah, and he's definitely getting it now. In fact, they may go for a kill. Axmo, does he have anything to roll
Nice
towards
stun
coming from? No, actually, just rolled in the creep wave, and the 10 creeps arrive.
Baited out the snowball with an animation cancel on his map. Play.
He didn't really have anything good though. He rolls
Radiant's
another.
bottom tower is under attack. Dire structures are
See?
fortified.
On the mid tower, and it is an
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I am liking the fact that he's using it a lot early. I feel like some Death Prophets are too reserved with it. We'll end up seeing it for the first.
We're seeing an Orchid Rush from Teacher, so the answer to Ember Spirit and timing the anti-mage well.
This is where killing the AM becomes really big with the way. Spirit Siphon on the mid one, now looking to turn, but the Oracle's there on the other side of this and quickly brought down. Ohio suddenly in an awkward position. Take Ra with the body blocks, just using the hero sprout up in 4 seconds. Teleport a bit sooner. Triad, they have a way to cancel this. Like it. Make it home. Again, the only stun on the team, and well, that stun might be going down here. Snowballs into the creeps. Mushi. Harass him. They want to push. Oh, it's ready. Try them out.
Yeah, this is just the two heroes up here. I don't really see this being all too successful for Fnatic, and Navi ultra on the map to push probably a lot faster. X's him down, but for Fnatic to take fights into this lineup.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I feel like just how
Dire
aggressive.
structures are fortified.
Constantly upon.
AMTP.
Oh shit, it's Antimage! Everybody
Yeah.
run! Kinda gank us.
He's got a Blink Dagger guy. No, wait, no, that's just Blink Strike. I think it's there, and okay. We're gonna go.
Gonna buy time for that Death Prophet ult. Well, see Navi go for the tier 1 top instead. Fnatic, only the Chen really able to quicker down towers, and he
Dire's
is
top
looking
tower is
in mid.
under attack.
Find it, yeah, Ra. There's the roll forward for mid one. Chen creeps in position. The clap not quite micro properly by DJ. They still get the Ember commitment, but Seneco's there to try and turn around, looking to keep the Prophet alive, keeping him healthy for now. Even though the nukes, he's absolutely fine. Then Omni tries to fight, as though you could actually damage him when there's Oracle and Omni on the same team. Who are you kidding, Fnatic? May go down next year, just before he TP's out. They do end up getting the counter kill, and all the while Dendi ult just cooled down, pushing that lane. It's like, slow to push the tower with auto attacks. No rotation in sight. Trying to counter.
I feel like full committed mid. These Fire Remnant initiations aren't quite working for Fnatic right now. They're just, I think, choosing kind of the bad timings to go for when Navi are ready to counterplay it, and often mid one just finds himself a bit stuck and overcommitted into some fight.
And the Flame Guard gets purged, and he's their only initiator, so he's suddenly in the middle of like 4 Navi heroes. I'm just kidding. See you later.
Not solo killing anyone just yet. So Ohio also, this is the big standout for Fnatic. It's not like they've made up for like an anti-mage getting pressure in lane by getting more out of other lanes. The Darkseid's had a really bad time. The only one who seems to be doing more right now, you could say, is probably the Chen. Compared to how a Chen normally does at this stage of the game. AM got a tier 1 tower, so he's kind of back where he wants to be. Turning into a classic anti-mage game where like the early game's not really going great, you're just trying to buy time for the AM. This is going to become quickly 6 AM.
Maybe split push you with Chen creeps, and generally it's just going to be down, but Jaime will be great on this Orchid. Time he gets Orchid, he'll have a solid couple of minutes before AM is even close to scratching.
Right, Fnatic going down bottom, Navi going up top. You see the Death Prophet mid, I guess they do realize that's not a kill they're likely to
Mushi,
get.
he's used the Blake offensively, but they already rotated him.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
But I think Fnatic should have realized that's the case, and they're just going for the trade, because they saw Death Prophet. There's two illusions of Death Prophet. They knew that he was there, and that was a real Death Prophet. Back up, and
Navi don't want to get trades. Navi want to have head-on collisions here. Mid one, gonna turn on Axmo, gets on out, needs that Oracle or the Omni Knight to help him out. They do purge off the Flame Guard. Now he's gonna need to retreat up to the low ground. He will go. Sprouting net, holding him in position, but this is buying a little time for the Anti-Mage in the top lane. Swaps out, down he ups to the Oracle nuke damage. Ohio get out now. The whole Chen army scattering too, but that was happening. Then finds some pressure in the mid lane. For Navi, they're just going to have to wait for that Orchid before they can really go for Moot.
they didn't actually get the teacher mid tower in the end, but realistically, defending a tower, and yeah, they almost actually got down to 200 HP. They left Dendi mid as well, so he got some extra to solo farm, some XP. That's a hero that they still need to kind of help transition him into the late game. I think that's probably really shines there.
Something here. Unavoid available, but how up, but keep jumping forward, art style!
The
timing
balanced.
Well played by Mushi, but
classic Mushi outplay, I guess.
Sultan of SWAT gets swatted.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And for Navi, like but Orchid timing is really scary for Fnatic to deal with. They haven't got the best answers. The defensive swaps there is Chen heals, but
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Plays are not like it's not the most reliable form of save. Even if you swap them out,
you lose the Vengeance dead, let's say. Yeah. Oh yeah, you say they're still silence. Even if you're still giving up kills, you're still giving up ground.
Way to deal with the offense that your Octane Brain is to put him on defense, catching him out with heavy nuke damage, swapping him to prevent a TP. It will secure kill, but Navi again on the offensive elsewhere. Barreling down mid, the tier 2 likely to drop. Then the anti-mage could lot safer and DJ. Also done a good job at split.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Congrats. Stayed in the Oracle. Or Chen creeps, but go to the shards. Is there a snowball just out of range? It looks like, and Seneco's got to be careful about that high-end shield Wildkin. The whole Chen army here, if microed properly, could possibly kill him. Anti-mage continue.
Navi without even having to rotate cores to defend their tier 2. For Fnatic, you're just kind of scared of something like buyback from Prophet TP. Core heroes.
Already all scattered to the wind.
Hopefully they were trying to find that Texas there, or even just get right-click Sprouts and then pull it up with a Death Prophet. But
it's a pretty easy kill if you
Radiant's
get
top
the
tower is under attack.
out of here.
Prophet will hold some mid. Silence is there from Dendi, but the heal comes out from the Chen, perhaps enough to save him even through the Yols. Prophet TP not available, or he would have joined that.
Reactions from Chen gets the heal saved. Mushi still getting forced back to base. And realistically, that costs Navi nothing though. So even though they don't find the actual kill per se.
Yeah, and you send him back to base like you said.
Sending him back to base, slowing him down.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Saved the siphon earlier, and he's using it now top to pressure mid one. There's a game of aggression from Navi. Counter plays from Fnatic, but they're the damage. They are leading in terms of kills, and Chen. Hero of this game so far with the early triple kill, and now maybe fighting one on Axmo bottom. There, again with the save. But to me, it feels like Chen has just been the MVP in terms of slowing the game down, buying space and time for a very greedy mid-game lineup. Anti-Mage and
It's always, I think, for the play Chen when you've had a bad start and you have a hero like Antimage because you're playing more passive when you're kind of looking around like, what do I do now? Like, we can't really 5-man. You've got to create space, but EJ's had no problem playing a different style and being the one to put in danger, pressuring the bottom lane, and not even getting caught out doing so.
How much urgency are you feeling for Navi? Although they've had a good start, Anti-Mage doesn't. Now, as we can see, the game is actually very even with that tower dropping bottom and gold, and Fnatic actually leading experience. If you're Navi, you need to be like full committing for smokes here? Do you need to be hours more, or are you just content to trade farm?
Navi, they've actually used up all their smokes here, so their ability to gank is somewhat okay. They've got them on the heroes. They've bought them out, but that really shows they want to try and take fights in net.
Exorcism just for net, and the Yules will find him. All that just for Avenge.
They're hoping for the Ember as well, but I think Navi, they've got this Orchid Yules timing. They're going to play aggressive, but they don't have to high ground during. They actually still scale very well into the late game with Death Prophet and Nature's Prophet.
Fnatic thinking rough.
An article of faith.
So the Exorcism's on cooldown, and mid one's going to draw their attention away in the top lane. Even if he dies, probably worth it to secure this. So I don't know they actually needed the distraction. Drop below to the soul burn, but able to remnant out mid one. Can he escape this? Has the TP? Sleight of Fist is there along with the chains, trying to give him a bit of time. And well, I guess you say space created. They may lose the tower, any dagger, but they should be able to get the rope.
Trying to creep skip, but Tusk was like just conveniently still there, and Prophet doesn't care from the TP with the Orchid. And I think he survived the Orchid. It was Byron out. It was just for him to get fully away from the Tusk there.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
At style, at which point, very light on lockdown there. Perhaps it does go late.
They've got heroes that can those items like Croft Hex. Death probably won't go for one, you more likely. Eventually
Maybe
you
like
can.
a fifth or
Yeah, after the Octarine plus whatever it may be. That and more stuff. So the mech on the Chen just kind of opened up the Darkseer as far as item progression went.
easiest escape from Ohio is the heal binder. My god.
Yeah.
Get the soul burn. Gyarados.
I don't like the decision so much to put Ken on the mech duty here because I think Darkseer game, all the silence that's out there, so as far as ways to get rid of it now, you're looking at like a BKB build up. The Yules is like so because it's not instant, like it doesn't instantly get rid of the silence. Like you throw yourself up in the air and it's set up into Death Prophet silence or like some kind of initiation onto the Darkseer himself, so he needs to ideally to go for a BKB or a Lotus Orb.
I guess he could get a Yule.
Yeah, I don't feel like Yules is that good against all the silence. Because
trying to stop again, the lack of TPs. So their option would have been Chen getting an early Ags probably, and then the Darkseer builds the Greaves.
I've seen a few teams that have just like rushed the Chen Ags.
Helps you split push even more.
Dire structures are fortified.
We'll see how it kind of works out for the Darkseer. I feel like it's going to be a rough game for him. The Force Staff is a really important item for them to get. Being able to get away from the Sprout, the Soul Siphon, and the Navi aggression.
Again, it's the game of dodging for Fnatic. Now split push. Try to slow down Mushi, and he doesn't have the Master yet, but at the same time, that's where the Aegis comes in handy. He's gonna actually Battle Fury's way out of that Sprout. No arriving. Find those heroes up on the high ground. Well, it's hunting for now. So they do take 0-1 bottom. Tower off the map. Now they can't keep up that. Fnatic. They do get a pick here. Net isolated, and they will lose the bend. Still, the course are really looking for it. Mid one dips away, and Teammage just pressuring the mid lane. Aren't losing carries and fight this game, I believe. Mushi. First chart, continue to farm Manta.
Doing a good job just farming a bit safer, and also I think Net played a big part in his ability to farm the map right now. Just always being near him or with him, like when he's strong himself mid lane, Net's just there on the high ground, hiding in fog, trying to make sure that Mushi's able to farm. You have to use swap save to get him out of danger right now. You're totally okay with that. He's firing on the map. You're not close to your tower. Your side where there's like you get a pick off on Avenge, like you get a tower right away. If you're getting a pick off on Avenge and then AM just free farms the map because of it, you straight off the neck want to make.
It's like the old highlight night bounty hunter. He can rack up the deaths, but he's getting deep wards out, and he's helping Harry's farm and stalling the game. Bottom. Top lane, constant spread offense from Fnatic. Never really grouping more than 2 or 3. Counter to the split push. The Ra is Ags on the Prophet, but Seneko does get caught in the jungle trying to protect himself. For now, pop the ult, and it will be enough to escape. Back to Ohio.
Structures are fortified.
Self bottom. There's Orchid. The Guardian's a bit off the mark, but the Snowball will connect. They still have a Walrus Punch. They want to hold it just for a half second. Make sure there's no TP man. That Oracle nuke damage. Job done. Full TPing forward, hunting for additional follow-up kills. Prophet. Sun didn't have the Sprout cooldown ready anyway, but meanwhile, top lane for a move here on Dendi. Could be bad. Trapped for now. Arc style there. Forced the self-propel, and that could be trouble, but Dendi's really tanking. Now gets the Omni-Knight hold off. They just can't bring him down. Now the Oracle arrives. Mushi, this is a catastrophe and some falling. He does have the edge still. There's particular falls on the Prophet elsewhere. And they kill him a second time. The question, stuns are cooling down. They get the silence off the heal bomb as well. Mushi! That's the kill they can't afford. He drops. And Axmo hunts for more. Sure, they lost the Prophet, but getting that precious prized Antimage is going to make it all feel good. Navi looking DJ able to keep out the late snowball. Not enough.
Mushi had every opportunity to blink there when he still the Aegis. He's trying to actually kill Dendi. Dendi had like 150 mana out of like 1400 mana. That mana wave would have done a huge amount of damage. It's just like needed a few more right clicks to get it. So he was trying to, instead of blinking away back to safety, he's like, okay, I'm just limit killed Dandy.
And this is exactly what happened in the qualifiers as well, but in a similar game.
I think he figured, okay, even if this doesn't work, I don't kill Dandy, I've got the Aegis to fall back on, but they just instantly silenced him and focused him down throughout the silence after the Aegis respawn, so it wasn't like there was really an escape plan for him if he died and if it was out for him, so...
It also highlights the importance of this game, which finally has meant...
Get into it too, so he did spend
I say finally, it's a pretty damn good Manta timing, but more finally as in, he's just definitely going on net, now the nuke's starting to come out and follow up and hit your raw, and my god, that's easy. Kills are just inevitable.
Bench. Very, very hard game for him to kind of play around the Navi aggression.
Whether Fnatic win or lose, by the time this game ends, I imagine we'll see them getting lapped pretty much all the other support. By virtue of this.
Bench is going to 10 deaths win or lose. Play perfectly first, play like decent bad game. Like however this game goes for Nat, he's going to have 10.
And save the send back for them.
Preemptively send back and then he swaps in to save someone. Like, okay, we a bit too aggressive to start the send back now.
Oh, we haven't talked a whole lot about Ember God. Plans to complete Battle Fury. So quietly can become more of a factor in the sport. The catch is mediocre at this point. Silence is no longer that effective as I am.
I think Navi do go on the late game because that's when the Hex they'll have who can have like off-Jareen Hex, so it's like a down Hex, cooldown Hex. Death Prophet could do the same thing if something really lacking disable.
Oh, what I mean here for the Yule Scepter to come out. Now Ohio trying for the TP, Soul Siphon, not quite enough.
Perhaps on cooldown or just wait to see where off to, but the fast TP.
Yeah, to want to engage on this. I think Prophet can join. See, he did opt to complete the egg, so gain pressure, but much more he commits, or if this is where he says.
First, like more tanky and just minimize your time of the treants as well as the Wrath of Nature.
How do you see the timing window? Is there a point where it's just, even with the hexes, it's still just late and you can AM Ember?
I don't think there's ever going to be a point in this game where it's like, okay, they've let Fnatic go too far and they let it get to the late game. It's a late game like Navi with Hex on Death Prophet still definitely win and scale well. Prophet just gets kind of scarier to me. But it kind of goes both ways, where Fnatic also, they're not going to line up where it's like, okay, AM's now 6 slotted at 40 minutes in, they have to win the game. If it goes longer than that, they're still looking okay. Ember is a great answer to the annoying Nature's Wrath of Nature's ban, the train pressing all the lanes. So I think on both sides, it's come down to execution. Most stages of this game. The mid game probably Navi favored, the late game going to be like both good options as far as their ability to fight.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
They are caught by the snowball. Uppercut coming through. Prophet might have been turned.
Double damage.
The good news for Fnatic, as odd as it sounds, is there's only one more outer tower for Navi to claim. If they actually want to take objectives, they're going to have to really go deep on these side lanes. Fnatic a chance. Mid.
Dire's bottom tower is under
It's
attack.
close on net worth, and that's with the tower attack going to be formidably Fnatic's way.
Onto Senego with the Mono Void, despite not quite enough damage. Has already kind of did the Manta style, but able to play out his ground. Should be okay for now. Now he's the space creator, while the rest of Fnatic rotate on top and mid.
The harder to split up is like the, I want to be invincible.
Radiant's
The
middle tower
HP boost
has
from
fallen.
Hut, he's going to be unkillable. Silencers aren't enough, you can't lock him in place using Sprout. As you see, you silence him, you try Sprout him, he just fully blades out of there and then he just walks away. So the Orchids aren't even that reliable.
And their physical damage is just the ghosts, and getting on top of him as Death Prophet.
Radiant's top tower
Back for the
has
send back
fallen.
here on Ohio. Will be successful. They found a deeper opportunity though. DJ Chrissy, will he be the
they ensnared! He ensnared him so he couldn't use off! Oh, DJ, you micro god!
Oh, that was
That
so
made
good.
up for all the laning stage snafus.
Oh
That's for
my
sure.
gosh, I'm just watching, it's like, oh, he's actually not going to be able to TP out because Death Prophet just goes straight heals him and he did. That was
Radiant's middle tower is under
insanely good check.
And just the overall strategy from Fnatic, keeping the game nice and slow. Lanes pushed in. Not aside from the one death on Mushi, very safe play overall from the cores. Back.
Yeah, he's 0-2-0, but that's kind of the nature of this game and the pace Fnatic's been playing at. Really, just like the Ember as a tempo controller and ganking hero for them. Gem on both sides, and this is the kind of game where Gem gets more and more important because you're playing that kind of like game, just moving around the map, playing play, trying to trade towers. You need to know where heroes are on the map and have the best possible vision. And you're not fighting, so Gem gets even better when you're not fighting because there's a very low chance that you're actually going to lose the item.
This is a fun one. Nocturne Arcana Rune combo. Alright, I guess you want to ult soon.
Yeah.
Take that Roche, boys. Let's go.
I haven't actually... Neither team's really Shen too much.
I think it only respawn. Fnatic did big.
Yeah, this time around, I don't think there was much about it. I think fighting its Exism at this stage is still very tricky.
Fnatic can just take mid or even pressure the base.
But for now, yeah, they're not going to go for the Roshan.
Yeah. Well, we got it out by mid one, and now Mushi wants a piece of that. Moving forward, Sleight Assist again, commitment, and now looking for the turn. Mushi, Spirit Siphon going on the illusion. He's gonna jump back, Percy's there with the ultimate, hides on the high ground, scouts out the whole engagement, waits for a good Mono Void opportunity. Archstyle's Mono Pool a bit on the low end, but the overall Mono Pool's...
I think Navi thought they called Antimage. They were like spamming pings on the AM inside the Sprout that was orchided, like, ping this one, focus,
Get him!
Then Mushi's like,
Even if they did catch him, I'm still not...
oh, with the heart. He's not actually. He's always going to just eat his way out of the Sprout too.
One though does get silenced. Yeah. That's a more killable
Nice
target. But even then, the force step comes into play, and the silence is about to wear off. Is he going to be able to make it out of there? No, he can't. Silences. Hey,
Arcane Root fight from Envy, I think, which is like the super cooldown
right,
silence.
gotta get that exorcism going soon.
6-second duration, and the cooldown is
it's
6 point something. It doesn't fit.
It's less
of the
it's less than 6.825.
6.2 seconds.
Look at that 75-second cooldown ultimate for Dempsey.
Yeah.
Oh, that Arcane Rune.
He almost had the 100% uptime on the death silence with the Arcane Rune.
That was the chain sprout. Very dirty combo.
Roshan has fallen to the Radiant!
So you're always going to be, like, you can't just straight up 5-man down a lane because Anti-Mage so well. Shen creeps also split push the lanes, and the high ground defense is... Man, okay, so... Defusal, let's deal with all these silences.
Now you just need the Blink Dagger and a Manta, and they can have two anti.
I theory crafted, like, every item. I was like, okay, so we need to go Lotus Orb or BKB, and then, like, we talked, like, Eels is okay, not great, but the one item... Talk about against that Diffusal Blade. Sure, why not? You can purge off multiple silences on...
And the Omni Knight, obviously.
Yeah, so this is great, well-rounded utility item and like a dream Diffusal game.
I want to see the 3 Anti-Mage at Blink Dagger, Manta, the Darkseer, and the Ember.
Surprised you get like a Lotus Orb as well, still. Get some extra kind of ability to get rid of silences on Jates as well as yourself.
Casual, Lads build. I think Mushi opted to skip. We see these teammate players in split push games favor of Vlad's grab. It allows them to go even a bit late. Up. So Navi, at this point, they're really going to be waiting on an opportunity to try and break the base, or at least put some big pressure on it.
Have the Ancients pushing out mid lanes, like you can't actually that out as a tusk. Normally you're thinking like, oh, support here, they'll out there.
Peace of mind.
Relax, just Walrus Punch.
Deep Breath 6k, that's the shit money, I guess.
He's gonna grab it, provide a shove. No, just goes for the TP out, but Mushi's there to break it. Mid one just sends on him. Blocked the Hex in time. I don't think he really lost any gold there.
He has buyback.
A little, like 300 maybe. Committed the Death Prophet ult in the bottom lane. Age is still online. He's looking to rotate. The wall's already been dropped. Dendi still fairly healthy, but they're able to instantly purge off the hell here. Dendi hanging on, still very tanky, and Mushi's in the middle of the fight, getting pounded by the Ghost. Spirit's not even going. They need that swap out. They're going to get it in the nick of time, but he's still silenced. Sent back by the Chen. Everything committed just to save the Anti-Mage. He's quickly healing up in the heart region, already ready to re-engage into the fight. They have him available, looking for the Mana Void if there's a good opportunity. Everyone's still fairly healthy, and Mushi's silent again and again. Now surrounded. Dendi still with the Siphon. Throwing out the nuke. Scared there everywhere. Mushi hexed. Is this the time? Can they kill him off? No, force them out. Easy escape, and he's finally out of mana. That is a really big Mana Void. He had better watch his positioning. Seen at about 1,500 missing. Now his turn to TP. So in the end, Ben dies. Base is defended. Every big ult used.
Navi did buy back proper. Like as soon as the fight broke out, they were like, "Okay, be ready to take this one." Dtrack comes in with the Hex, but Navi's big issue is the Hexes. Talk about how you need them, and they're going to be like the next stage of items against Fnatic's draft, but they're still not guaranteeing kills because of the lack of stuns. The 4-staff's away. The Anti-Mage can just clean his way out of the Sprout using the Battle Fury, so even when he's orchided, well, not when he's hexed, but when he's orchided, he just gets away. When he's silenced, he gets away, so...
And and if they hex him, not only do they have the 4-staff, they have the... Well,
yeah, Diffusal and Swap, so they've got plenty of answers actually keep people alive who get hexed out. Venge is not never going to really be a target for any of those. You always see... In the worst case scenario, you just swap them out, you your Venge. Best case, you save them with the 4-staff, the Diffusal, one of the other kind of tools that you got, so...
Never refuse go.
I'd be surprised to see someone like DJ after the Vlads go back for a blade as well, or a 4-staff. The staff's so generated against that device in general.
Had a great defensive play from their throughout the game.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
One line. There's one more way to save.
One of Navi's strong points right now is that they are kind of getting some distribution up on Tusk. Their supports are sitting on 7k net worth, so got utility items coming out on
the chains.
Well.
Perfectly played by mid one. That's a long grab with it. A quick kill. Up there, slowing down the Prophet, and Anti-Mage also pushing the top lane. Are we going to see Spirit about to break out?
Radiant's top tower is under
Navi
attack.
have to either go all in for bot racks or just come back to bend now.
Confident blink, high ground. Oh, force.
Radiant's middle tower
Fight,
is under
actually, which
attack.
is exactly what Mushi wants to do. If they snowball in, Art's already almost entirely out of mana, then just turns on Echo, gets the badge off. Mana Void is there, so securing the kill. Waiting for that big Death Prophet ult.
Radiant's
Or
structures
Mana Void on the Death Prophet, but Dendi.
They know this Prophet has no buyback. That's buyback private bottom lane where Navi don't get a lane of racks and don't manage to get any key kills. Really going to cost them now.
Radiant's
Two's
middle
down mid.
tower has fallen.
Seeing there's still no buyback. They're going to keep on going. Got the bonus HP here now from the big golem. Mushi pressuring top, rest of the team mid. Fully get the racks, but they're definitely going to do a lot of damage to the towers. Mushi snared, but he just doesn't care. Continues to wail away. Maybe even looking for kill opportunities now. If they get too close, he'll sure as hell go for it. And where do they go? Do they defend top? Do they try to kill the AF? Or do they focus on mid? Every time they go mid, back in the fray. He blinks over to mid, and it looks like they are going to settle on the mid rack as the one to secure. Mid one with the chains, isolating Dendi, quick propel, but purged off even faster by Ohio. Was prepared for that. Fnatic having another lane of racks. Now the swing on towards bottom lane. He's expecting the chase to come in, and Mushi's right about it. Perfectly. And instead, it's going to be Oracle.
Radiant's top barracks
Forced to hunt him down. Maybe they lose the bench, but a happy sacrifice. Execution feels a lot more polished than what we saw out of them during the mid-qual.
I mean, Mushi just knowing, like, stage of the game, his hero is multiple, more or less. He even just throws the Manta to get rid of the Fate Edict from Oracle so he could get the T3 tower top, and he knows that even when the Manta's on cooldown, an Orchid is not going to kill him off, so for for Mushi, he's just playing this game really well here, kind of in the late game stages, and just really smart decisions as far as when to split push. He didn't all in mid with his team. He kept Navi split up for the defense, because Navi is kind of strongest in like a grouped up team fight setting where they can get the good GA off, they can have the exorcism, but it's like, as Dendy there, you're like, well, do I exorcism for the mid, do I use it for the fight? Like, you're not quite sure where to kind of position yourselves and look to fight.
It's just not your style of fight. You want 5v5. Fnatic are too spread out. Wait. Ramps up. Other side for Navi. Some save opportunity. Like AM, easier hero to just get a solo kill.
And you're going to find solo kill opportunities because with push, so there's going to be Navi ending a lane with 1 or 2 heroes. You can just look at his attributes. Even if there's 2 heroes there, you blink an Abyssal, you could just get an insta kill, and there's nothing to prevent it outside of Navi. 2-3 hero duos.
Spread the map.
Just ready to enter the base at top.
The creep cut top. He gets the creeps to march in mid.
And
he blinks forward. Use aggressively. Did get through mid. Now silence comes out. The Hex to follow it up. The damage. They need a lot more than this. Parasite comes in, and all of a sudden Mushi starts to melt. Mushi will go down. Underestimated how quickly Navi could bring him down there. The double Hex coming into play for the first time this game. Mid 1 on the retreat. Ball will not.
No, but probably didn't know Death probably also had one there.
No, for Navi though, I look at the lanes. Top lane is pushed in. The rest of the team gonna have trouble getting that from the nature
Radiant's middle barracks.
Yeah, good one.
This, and he's gonna blink away.
That's a big loss for Fnatic. That ruined a lot of their momentum. They were kind of in a position where they could really keep Navi in their base just by the constant threat of the push from the Antimage, but killing him off really salvages that situation.
It may salvage the critical Glorium, not lead to objectives. Navi's
mid-range Rax, these ancient creeps just taking lanes of Rax, and that Rax is super low HP as well. Could almost go for that as well.
Oh, this could be even bigger. Grabbing Ohio, that Prophet just slaughtering it with these, and it does appear that Prophet is starting to build into more of a right-click carry. Mako, Glimmering retreating, but mid 1 is hunting him. So they will want to punch forward. Net there and support Snako trying to hang on for now. Does pop ultimate. They continue to wail away, and he is going to pop anyway in the fountain. But DJ, the 3rd kill of this. Fine time for Antimage, but it comes at cost. Dendy has broken through into the base on the top lane, has the full ultimate going. Damage done, and he pokes forward. He's looking to get more aggressive. Mid 1 there, ready to hold. He's going to buy back as well. Navi will be forwarded in their aggression for now, but they still a lot more map control. Buy back. Everybody on Fnatic starting to give away a bit of gold.
Yeah, this is really starting to kick in. It was the second one that made the big difference. First the kill up top, then the kill on the Antimates, then the kill up top on the Darkseer, so proving to be the item as far as being able to secure kills. And now the next kind of stage is to build some actual DPS, which probably Crystallis will build into a dataless, and just seems like a kind of essential move and transition.
Is there a point this game where you want to consider BKB for the Anti-Mage and trying to brute force some racks?
Yeah, I think that's not a bad idea. If you get ahead and you're trying to take like the last third and final lane of racks, you can just KP in and back. I think Lincoln's how much merit is there to a Lincoln against the Hexes, because they can so easily break it.
And they have a lot of single targets in the Oracle, the Death Prophet with the Yule balls, and then insta after.
The AC is really, they're killing you using physical damage during, so with an AC, your armor. Butterfly, similar story where it's like the evasion.
And there's no MKB, at least for now, for the dataless.
Oh, I think Mushi's going to think, like, how do I survive the chain hex? I think the biggest thing is to have the Venge behind him, which was the case when he died up top.
It's hard for her to get there without dying with the Prophet.
I think that death top was on Mushi, not on Net. It was like he went in when Venge was behind him, not that Venge was there for him.
Committed roll forward. Ra are engaging. They don't finish off the Darkseer quite though. He gets swapped out. Net again making the saves, and Exmo will be the one forced back while Mushi all the while is cutting the wave in the mid lane, slowing down the offensive from Navi, but the ghosts keep on coming. Where are the Ghostbusters when you need them, man? DJ dropping quickly to the ghost, the snowball, he melts to the nuke damage, will fall, and it's time for Mushi play the rat game. Over towards top, he's gonna finish off the range rack, straight onto the melee. Now getting nuked and snared by the Oracle, but this Manta's out of it, blinks away. Again, Mushi frustrating Navi. Even they do manage to find kills, cannot get into the base.
And with Mushi's get the TP back. I'd say it's 3 heroes to stop his push. Like most, unless it's like they're 2 carries, the prophet, both prophets.
Big on mid one, silence up in the mid lane. Fnatic starting to hemorrhage the kills. The Walrus punches there. Sleight of Fist coming through again. See you later, guys. Did they manage to grab him though? Denny was actually very close. He blinks to the north. Mid one. We'll be able to. Still painting on the side of Fnatic. They're suggesting there should be some offense here.
I think it's actually stuck there in those trees.
Maybe worked out for the
mid one's really game where like Mantas alone, waves out of silencers aren't going to cut it anymore when you're getting hexed up.
Myron. Yeah, he's gonna have the perfect sprout now. Snowball into Mushi. Walrus punches there. Then the Orchid comes through. They've got tons of lockdown for him, but Mushi is very healthy. The heal bomb from Hardstyle combined with the right click from Figura. They get Mushi again. He is being patient with the buyback, but he's dead for 100. Maybe forced to use it in this situation.
How big is the Roche? I guess with Death not being the best Aegis carry, you're getting, if we can get anti live before the push comes, then it's okay to give them Aegis. But you're gonna have to be forced to buy back anyways, and they're gonna get Roshan as well, then use some of the buyback and plan on.
Echo, he's trying to hold the lanes in the mid, and he may end up paying for this with his life. Pops the ult, but the turn is there from the action. Again arriving to fight. Then the Orchid follows this up. Will be swapped. Survived, but they grab the Aegis. Nobody actually into the base yet as Fnatic try to keep the lanes out. Navi trying to force the team fight. Snowball into net. They're going to stack the bench. Feel like we've seen that movie too many times at this point.
Push coming toss. Shen creeps as mid one, so AM picks up the BKB that you talked about. It's just an answer to be able to blink in and fight aggressively to just force a Rax take it.
Mid one could end up dying again. The Darkseer is going to be just barely matches out.
Oh, the attack animations.
Polosing down mid though. They're looking to go for this, and Prophet can join them. They have the ultimate up on Dendi.
He almost died there even after the remnant out. The blink during his attacks, which I think were
could have killed him. Some nukes coming for him as well.
Yeah. Prophet has crit, so like crit or something that would be a kill.
Feels rather fragile, let alone some of these berries at this stage. And well, he's going to respawn soon. Back wall committed just for art style, and Dendi sits happily on the low ground. Both still flowing. DJ walking into them, gets off the test to bait the penitents. Maybe that's the game changer here. Top lane though, looks like Chen creeps continue. You little bastards, but they are going to get cleaned up. Just can't seem to get into Fnatic's base, but every fight past 10-15 minutes, guys, has been a Navi fight.
Oh yeah, they're finding kickoff after kickoff, and you're gonna imagine like a death bubble with a refresher for the Exorcism, and X gets a whole lot scarier as well. But after that, it's like, how much further can they go?
Well, you can just stab that, you can throw it on the courier and get another item.
Yep.
Sacrificial plays from Fnatic. They're starting to get punished more because of the shorter damage jump for the Navi. They find both the Darkseer as well as the Vez, trying to save each other. Now they're both dead. Mushi with the BKB. Dead strong in the fight, but the Omnite I noticed is there to counter it. Can't purge it off of everyone. Mushi's BKB getting nothing done during this time. He thought to find a kill. They will isolate Dendi. Throws himself up in the air, tries to survive a bit longer. The Glimmer Cape plays. He's still got the Aegis. Ohio walks into the right to them, just getting around. But Mushi is healthy at the very least. They can bring Dendi down once. Can they do it a second time? That's going to be the real kicker. Ohio with the Ion Shell into mid once, and Nako gets slaughtered. That's the big sleight of fist. Still the Death Prophet all pulling down. They really needed to kill off the Antimage. Maybe the Ember as well. 16 seconds and counting. Hexes are about to come up. Pull down Prophet. Rejoining the fight. The Greens are there. Hex number one. They're going to need that second Hex to log him to the swap down. Then Hex again. The Spirit Slave's been going this whole while. Man, if the Death Prophet ult. He'd be dead for sure. But he breaks in. Mushi gets aggressive here. He keeps on going forward. Net brought down by the Tuscan. They're trying to kill off the backliners. They've decided, screw the Death Prophet. We want the easier, lower heading first. That's a dieback on the Nature's Prophet, it looks like. And this could be even more kills, but now the Exorcism deployed. Still going. Mushi gonna get caught out here. Snowball the punch. Not enough turns with the Abyssal Blade. Yule's up in the air. He can silence it when he comes down. Is there a man ready? Mushi does get caught by this. TPing out as the effort blinks to the left. Barely survives. Where are the boys? Mushi slams it home. Death Prophet is the buyback, but no ultimate for now. And Artstyle could be next. Is Mushi pulling this game onto his broad shoulders and taking over? It just might be the case. Now the Ember BOTs get purchased. Artstyle trying to slow him down with the Degen Orb up the blink forward from Mushi. Does he have an Abyssal Blade ready to go? I think it's still on cooldown for a bit. 30 seconds and counting. A Fnatic gonna force at least one buyback here. Death or Prophet doesn't have it. They know the Omni Knight bought back as well, and they're going down mid. Fnatic, a nail biter thus far. They're up in terms of racks. They've got the lates going their way, and they are not going to make this easy for Navi.
Like, you're okay with that. Navi just used 4 buybacks for that fight. Fnatic used 2 themselves, and it was like the terrible position to be in, and the Darkseer having to die back, the buyback from the Venge as well, I think it was, giving 2 diebacks, but they just slightly overstay their welcome once again, and
they've used 4 buybacks. 2 in that fight, 2 kind of in the build up to that fight, and now find themselves with only an Oracle buyback for 5 minutes. Something maybe Fnatic looked.
It's a true kind of full protection Mushi game at this stage of the game. Like, he was getting swapped out to safety. The Ember was like throwing away his life to save Mushi. When that Exorcism first came out and Mushi got Hex, it looked like Mushi would just die there, but he was the searing chains from the Ember, which kind of prevented the Death Prophet from chasing and bringing him down. So absolutely like clutch plays all across the board from both teams, and Fnatic.
And that's where you want to see the hexes like used in each other, because they used 1 hex, they didn't have the Death Prophet ult, then the Prophet died, then they got the hex and the Death Prophet ult off, but at that point he had a follow-up block.
And it was kind of all in his play when Nature's Prophet used buyback to TP into the fight there, which is always a great buyback hero to have because it's in the fight, but he has to like cancel a TP or 2. Like, I think the idea was respawning on Aegis, and he's like, okay, where do I TP? Like, if I die again, this is like terrible for us. But that was kind of one of the big issues Navi has, that they couldn't like disengage in that fight. They were just fully committed. Dendi was respawning from an Aegis. They were fully committed in the sense that Nature's Prophet had buyback, not something you do just to push out lanes and not take the fight. So for Fnatic, they just kept KM alive long enough. And there was the second Mana Void of a fight. There was like an Exorcism that came up a minute into the fight. Then there was another Mana Void. Like, every big ultimate is now like rocked up halfway through the fight or towards the end for a second time.
And no matter how far ahead Navi get, if they do, there's always a 1 Mana Void game. Back into a Mana Void on the Death Prophet or the Nature's Prophet. That could easily be a team wipe. 700 mana on her, 2,500 mana on him.
Liking the decision to go for the crit on lot on Nick. That's helped secure a lot of these kills, and
still doesn't need an no evasion on.
What the high is doing with this ultimate, or whether that's a Linken's or a Hex.
Feels like a Hex?
Yeah, looking at it, you think Hex, you see ulti or Void Stone, and the fact that you can buy like opponents, but such a good Linken's game, and I don't. Hex this game is not as important to the side of Fnatic. They're building a Linken's on Ember, and that really shows that dealing out damage is not the big problem here. It's very much just keeping itself and Mushi alive.
Mushi trying to bait some stuff out. Maybe the team rolling into so onto the high ground. He's going to force the issue. Navi, 4 buybacks in the gutter. This is going to be a hard hold for them. Can't make any mistakes. They first hex off, then they start to nuke Mushi. He gets silenced right as he's attempting to blink away, punch them in the air. Mushi melting to the down, but the boss is going to save him. Beautifully played again and again. That's the savior. Mushi now healing up. The Spirit Flame going along with the Ghost. They finally kill off the Vent, but they've committed a lot just for a Vent. Darkseer wall, zoning Navi back, and if they just wait for the Death Prophet ult to go down, gods, might have a big window here.
Most impressive about Ned swaps is he's always waiting to like the very last second. He's letting Navi use as many spells, as many hexes as they think they're willing to use on Mushi to try and secure the kill, and then when he's like 200, 300 HP, Net swaps him out, and Mushi with a heart insta-regens and can re-engage into the fight, so it's worth like putting Mushi in that bit of extra danger to just force a second Hex out, and Exorcism got you there as well, so I think if you instantly swap him out, you lose Venge, and Navi probably hold on to Exorcism and don't even have it. So play has been really on point. I have a very kind of game plan as far as those push over when they put dangerous spot on the high ground.
This part of the game where everybody starts to get items aside from Net. So Caress is now complete on the Tusk. And he's done his job. You can't fault his play at all, but he is absolutely on food stamps and still eating every scrap of bread he can find.
High is going for the Linken We're also going to have double Lincolns on the dire side here, which is, I think, ultimately going to give a huge ability for them to push and siege high ground. Like, you never know if they're going to block a Hex or something. As soon as you see a Lincoln's proc, you can recast it on Mushi now that you've got two.
Hit one, a bold teleport in, and then a very cowardly Remnant out.
Not so bold.
I've reevaluated the situation, and I don't like my position. There's something forward for Mushi, finally around the high ground. He's dead, down for 90, doesn't have the buyback, and is still pulling down, and Mushi may have just cracked this game open with that kill. But the whole Navi squad gets back in time. What it will allow is for the Ember to push top in freely. He knows where all the Navi heroes are. Nothing else. The lanes are going to be miserable, Navi, as far as the creep equilibrium. Mid one, barreling down top. He can start to get to work on this melee any second now. And off the catapults. As they go on top, better believe Antimage is coming back bottom. Forward and re-engages. Denty's there to slow him down, but he's going to get a range Rex, it looks like. Here's even going, and now back to the top lane. It's playing a little Dosito, and Navi whacking the answers to it without that secondary Hex. Mushi will blink out. Death Prophet on the chase, and then the Ember backing through the top lane and again, just getting one push to Jade's Fnatic. The execution is so much better than what we saw in the qualifiers. This feels like a team that has gone back to the locker room and done some awkward here. Played a six coming through. Mid one. They managed to get that melee Rex bottom as well. So it's getting close to mega groups, and now Mushi, he sees opportunity. He could go for hero kills, but screw it. I want the Megas, the team, tanking up the Death Prophet and surviving for a very long time. And even if they get a couple kills, the buybacks are all online. There's 5 for Fnatic. They've got so much endurance. Policy after policy. They might need it all, though. Mushi now in a bit of danger. He still has some out of avoidance. Quite underwhelming. Blinks away to the high ground. The crit follows him. Not enough for the kill. Creep swarming into the base. Hurrah. Also in danger. Getting hounded inside of his own teammate charge. Now mid one gonna back off. Looks like second. It's Axmo's turn to be in trouble. They're dragging him away from the team with the snowball forward. And all the while, it's a lonely Omni Knight trying to play tower defense against the world. Hurrah. Rowdy Mushi is gonna commit on him. Does he drop the buyback or does he slow roll in 100 seconds? If he doesn't want to use it, mid one's gonna pay as well. That's 2 cores down. But look at the base. Navi, they might be at a point where they just have to force a lane and just YOLO it because Fnatic have a massive map control advantage.
Yeah. Not need to get caught out. The Ember in the AM
has fallen.
a bit sloppy towards the end there, like getting caught when they need to, and they could have just completely disengaged. But saw a possible fit on task, went for it. But being up the mega creeps, it's pretty much game in the bag for Fnatic at this stage.
Sure, Antimage. You've got your double BKB now, double Abyssal, double Monovoid.
I mean, look at all these crazy items just coming out. Like what's Arthur done?
He bought a new one because he ran out of charge.
Oh, he didn't go for the link. The Perseverance into the Lotus head. So.
And then he bought a new Diffusal Blade because I believe he ran out of charges on the level 2.
On both Diffuse. That's how good Diffusal was this game. Like against Omni Knight,
gotta love the item selection.
They are just. I mean, Ohio's had like a terrible scoreline all game long, but been playing that selfless role, the responsible offlaner.
All right, you guys, is this where you go all in? They're pushing the lanes out.
They kind of gotta be, but like, 10
look at these creeps. They can't even kill them. They need to drop them.
That's the creep where Dead and even heals them up.
He heals them up, and he brings them back, and they're just a retreat.
He might be able to just do that with the wave too if they really want to. And even if
they even go all in. I mean, at this point, the buybacks aren't required. Not Fnatic are gonna have the whole gang ready to go and pushing into vacuum for Spirit and Wall.
Yeah, most importantly, that's Fnatic. Yeah, they're going to be able to hold on without having their buyback. Like, for Navi, you win this game by taking a fight and killing heroes and having their buybacks on cooldown. So
if they go back to defending the lanes, though, aren't we just going to see Fnatic do the same old thing where the Anti-Mage comes from one lane, the Ember from another, and the tower, which can't move?
I mean, I guess for Navi, just this time they don't have to defend multiple lanes. It's just keep before tower and drone. You see, like, one of the big weak points of Death Prophet when that last push happens, because there's no opportunity to use Exorcism when it's like for a top lane pushing in an AM bottom. You just don't find those good opportunities for your ultimate in a big team fight. But
on the flip side, it also means you're down to just the drone.
Yeah, so Navi has said this was the plan. You have just one building to protect, and that means it's a 5v5 fight. That's where Navi is strong.
These guys are so smart.
They wanted to get mega.
More teams should let other teams get megas. Yep. Why hasn't Secret thought of this yet?
Well, Navi just
they don't even have to push the side lanes. They're just jumping in on their own. And now Axmo out in the wilderness. And the Pioneer has the Blink Dagger ready. Do they have any detection? Starting party for now. Shinen There's a triple dragon mid lane. Now Mushi is anxious to pounce. The whole gang marches forward. They're going to isolate Hearthstone into space. Still if they can grab these forces to Omni Knight very early on. Mushi has BKB'd, and then he's going to commit the exorcism. How to get more out of this. Snowball in the mid one. Who are they going to commit for? Ohio looking to turn the fight. Can he find the opening? Mid one. It's going to get X'd up to swap out again. They're making the play. The mid one's going to live, and now onto the throne. So they look to turn this one around. Slide a bit forward. Mushi engages. He's got a BKB. He's got a Lotus Orb. They just can't focus him down. Dick out Raw. Running for his life. Leave me alone, Anti-Man. I swear I won't ever use that again. He had retreat now, but only for now. The exorcism about to end. Dick out Raw. Rush back to the well. Not going to make it. The Dragon starts here. The end of days is upon Navi. About to collect their second loss of the group stage. GG the call. Fnatic very few mistakes in the key moments here. Too many buybacks to work with. They'll grab it in the net. They'll fight it. They're 57 minutes in. Win for them.
Ooh, that was a really kind of interesting look at like the new patch and how things can be played. A great showing of how to deal with like a Death Prophet in general, like through the split push, through the kind of rat to place, which is Prophet was on the other side. They had Nature's Prophet, but it was the Anti-Mage, and it seemed to be the answer for Navi today, who you can see here looking. Either there's 0 and 2.